Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. This past week we finally finished wiring the fencing in our One Tree Hill paddock, the one that we've been working on for this summer. We still need to put the staples on the posts and also run the offset hot wire. But given the amount of feed that's in there at the moment, we're probably not going to need to run a hot wire for a while because the cows don't want to go anywhere. They've got plenty to eat. The afternoon after we finished putting the wires through, we moved the cows into that paddock so that they could start to eat the grass in there. We decided that the best way to get them to get into that paddock was up through the driveway and into a gate that is up close to the top of the drive. So we sort of herded them through, and as they got to a spot where they were kind of fenced in on both sides, we just let them eat the grass in the drive for a little while before we then moved them on and into the paddock. It's quite funny though, because the paddock is literally right next to the backyard, so the part of the backyard fence is actually the paddock fence, and Wade thinks he is the king of the cows. He runs up and he barks at them. I think he thinks he's hurting them, but I'm pretty sure that they're the ones that are in charge. Fire restrictions have been lifted this week, so we are allowed to have open fires again. We set a first bonfire to clear away a lot of the rubbish that had accumulated over the winter, especially from all of the shed packaging and things like that. It was really great to get rid of a lot of that packaging material and start to get something organised around the shed. I also got going on painting my first piece of furniture, the chest of drawers that I chose to do first. I cleaned the rest of the drawers and I sanded them back. I already had painted the frame and one of the drawers, and now I've done the entire thing except for the handles. I'm not really sure how to do the handles without getting paint all over my fingers and without smudging the paint that I've just done. So I'm still working on figuring that one out. It might be a couple of processes for one tiny little thing, but I will get there. The rest is done now and is dry. What I need to do is now do the coating wax over the top of the drawers, and then I will be able to show you the finished product of my very first painting experience with furniture. My scarf pattern is now complete. I finished doing my test knitting for the second version, where I took out a panel of the pattern and I reversed some of the stitches so that they were opposite on either side. I'm really happy with how it came out. It looks really great. I'll put a close-up picture in as well. So yeah, I'm really thrilled with it. This time I did get the length that I wanted. I blocked it and it's come out to a quite reasonable length. I can kind of wrap it around and still have quite a bit of tail, which is perfect for a nice, light, fashionable piece of knitwear for sort of spring, autumn and into winter. And then if you wanted to, you could snug it up and give yourself a bit of extra around the neck as well. So my next step in the process is to properly write up the pattern. I'm going to do written and charted instructions and make sure it all looks pretty and formatted. I might send it to a friend to have a look and see if potentially they could try knitting it for me. Before I release the pattern, I will also have to get some photographs taken of people wearing it and also of the stitch pattern nice and clear. I'm also thinking about knitting it up in a different colour. This is quite a variegated colourway, and I'd like to try it in a more solid colour, something like flowering gum, which is red with little flecks of green, but mostly red, or wattle, which is mostly yellow with little flecks of bluey green, rather than the variegated, which it's come up looking really nice in the variegated, but I would like to have an example of it in a solid colour as well. And then the plan is to release the pattern in early winter, so I would say around May. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.